That's right, it's the most important day of the week. It's not your birthday. It's not payday. It's not some crazy holiday. But it is New Comic Book Day. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you Spider Slayer's comic book haul. This is episode 389. And fans, this is the video series where each and every week I share with you which comic books I picked up at the comic book store. And fans, at any time, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that all-important notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. Guys, I want to thank you so much for giving me all those great 5,000 sub wishes. It really means a lot. It would be great if you guys share this video again or give it a thumbs up. That would be huge. I want to go for 100 likes this time, man. That would be pretty cool, right? I got really close on the last video. Anyway, I'm not here for all that crap. Let's get ready for this week's haul. So if you clicked on this thumbnail, you saw that I got this Absolute Carnage box this week, right? So what is inside this short box? Well, first off, let's show off the short box because it's an artwork in itself. We have the Mark Bagley image right here with Spidey, Venom, and Carnage. And then here you got the front where obviously it says Absolute Carnage. And then you have Carnage in today's world, the way he looks with Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman behind the helm, right? So, yes, that is a kick-ass box. They had one of them at my shop. I picked it up so I can put all those miscellaneous Spider-Man titles right in here, including the Absolute Carnage stuff. All right, so when we open it up, well, you guys should know what's always inside at this point, right? It's the comic books, right? In the mysterious black bag of comics. It's like two mysteries in one. All right. Put that off to the side. I'll organize those Spidey books later. Here is the books. So, decent week this week, I think, when it comes to the comics that were released. And if I can ever get the comics out of this black bag, I'll show them to you. All right, so here we go. So we have our stack. We have our bags and boards, which was highly needed. I did not have enough last week. I was panicking a little bit. All right, so let's talk about the books for this week. All right, so we'll start with these independent books. Warren Ellis, Jason Howard. This is The Trees, Three Fates, issue 1. Really cool cover. Trees are burning. You get to see a skeleton, like, I don't know, silhouette in the background because of the way the trees are burning. Looks really cool. You open up the book. Here's some of the interior artwork. When I read the description of the story, it looked quite interesting. It was about something about this tree that's been put there on the earth for all this time. And it's just in the middle of this town or nowhere, or I don't know what the hell, really what the book is about. It just intrigued me when I read the description. The artwork looks really cool, so I'm going to try it out. So this is Trees, Three Fates. This is issue 1. All right. That was my independent this week. That was it. Next, we'll go on to DC Comics that came out this week. This was a cool issue cover with Young Justice. This is issue 8. I think this is Bruce Timm cover. So that is a really nice cover. You got Superboy and Robin and, well, Teen Lantern. And so I haven't read this book in a while. It might get me to read it just to see where we're at in this particular series. I felt that this book was stalling after like the first 4 or 5 issues. I don't know where it's at this point. I see that the artwork is much different than what it was at this point. I think Krasinska does the artwork now, if I'm not mistaken, but it does look good inside, and it looks like there's some decent action in this book, so I might definitely check this one out and see if I want to get back on board with Young Justice. So this is issue 8 of the series. All right, next, more DC. We have Batman issue 78. This book was delayed. It was originally supposed to come out last week. It did not come out last week, so I wound up getting it this week. Tony S. Daniel artwork on this cover is absolutely gorgeous. Love the way Batman and Catwoman look on this issue. And supposedly on my list, Batman 79 comes out, so I'm not sure if that's true or not. But yeah, you open this up and you got, I don't know what's going on. You got Bruce and Selina, I think. Is that Bruce with the stash? And Selina on the beach? Were they taking a freaking vacation now? What's happening in this book? Let me fast forward this. Nope, she's still on the beach. They're on a vacation. There's nothing going on in this world. I don't know what's happening. Is it Bane taking over the world? Why are we in the beach? Oh, it looks like now they're in their costumes. What is happening with Batman? I don't know. It's so up and down for me. This is issue 78. Take it or leave it. See, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. All right, this is a new number 1. I decided to pick this one up because it looked like it could be fun. Gotham City Monsters. This is issue 1. It's got Frankenstein. It's got Killer Croc. It's got that whale, female Clayface. It's got all these different characters on there. And I think this had to do with the collapse of Shade or something like that. And all these guys are out. And again, it looked like it could be fun. I like monster books. I think they're cool. That's why I like zombie books or apocalyptic-like books. Again, you can't take those stories too seriously sometimes, and they can be, again, fun. So artwork looks pretty cool. Decided to check it out and see what happens with this. Check out this artwork on that one. That's cool. So yes, so that's Gotham City Monsters. This is issue 1. All right, next we have probably one of my newest favorite DC books. This is Rise of the New Gods. Jesus. Justice League Odyssey issue 13, Rise of the New Gods. So Darkseid is back. He's at full strength. He's got a new set of gods. It's part of the Justice League Odyssey. He annihilated Jessica Cruz. There is no more Jessica Cruz based off of that last issue. I caught up reading issues 11 and 12, and I was just blown away by it. And I had some recommendations from you guys, the viewers, on this channel, and I really appreciate you guiding me in that right direction. And this is how we can each help each other out, right? We help make decisions on what comics to buy. And you guys put that recommendation out there for me, and I read it. And this was really good. The artwork is really good, and yep. Just in case you're not sure, she's pretty much annihilated. Jessica Cruz is a skeleton. Issue 13, guys. Check it out if you haven't. Really good read. All right, so headed to the Marvel side of things. Silver Surfer Black. This is issue 4. Great series, in my opinion. We found out that in Guardians of the Galaxy, Silver Surfer got sucked into the wormhole, wound up taking him back in time. In fact, so far back in time, it was the creation of Galactus. So that is interesting, and he's actually being incubated in Ego's center core. That's how young Galactus is based off of this issue. The artwork is really trippy. It doesn't fit a lot of people. That's why a lot of people do not like this book. And I can totally understand that. There is different tastes for everybody. But nevertheless, the story that Donny Cates is writing in this book is actually really well done. And I quite enjoy it. Check out the Watcher here. He's funky looking. So I like the story. And again, we'll see how this one ends up. There's one more issue after this one. Silver Surfer Black. This is issue 4. All right, next. Powers of X issue. Powers of 10 issue 4. I'm sorry, it's just a big X. You naturally want to see it. For you say it, years and years, you've been seeing this X and you see X-Men, X is everywhere. So to make it Powers of 10, I just think is lame. It should have been just called Powers of X, okay? Last issue of House of X was absolutely action-packed. There was lots of deaths that happened. It was very, cinematic-like. And let's see how this issue plays off of that one. And here it looks like this one has to deal more with Mr. Sinister. Maybe this is him creating those different types of mutants, those hybrid mutants that we've seen him create, and maybe how he wants things for himself. Maybe we're seeing this timeline of the whole story. So I guess we get to learn a little bit about the red diamond that's on Mr. Sinister's forehead and what that represents. So yeah, this could be an interesting story. Again, we're getting close to the end of this, and soon we're going to get all those new X books out. Are you guys ready for that? So this is Powers of 10. This is issue 4, guys. All right, This is it, right here. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, issue 10, but legacy numbering, it's the 250th issue, guys. This is going to make my determination if I'm going to continue this book or if I'm going to drop it. This has to play tribute, obviously, to the whole Ultimate Universe. Does Miles somehow go back to that universe? Are we heading towards that universe? Is there going to be a true direction with this book? Because I feel like there is no direction here. It just seems like a story here and there, and then there's a one-shot. And I just don't know where Ahmed is actually going with it. So his mom is pregnant. I know that. So Miles is going to have some baby, and he's going to have maybe like a spider brother. I don't know what the hell is going to go on. Genki works weird. I don't know. I just don't know what to expect from this book anymore, and it doesn't really intrigue me. Here we're being thrown in with Spider-Man. So again, anything could happen at this point. If there's a true direction going forward with this book, I'll continue to read it. If there's not, I think I'm going to actually drop it. And I hate dropping Spider-Man books, but this is not the same Miles Morales back when he was in his Ultimate Universe. And ever since he's come into the 616, the character has struggled for me. All right, next, talking about Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 29. So we got this big mystery with him and Boomerang, and there's this specific list that he's having Peter read, and it has to do with something with Kingpin and Boomerang himself. And we're still trying to find out what's going on, who Kindred is. I still think Kindred is Boomerang. That's my stupid theory out there. I want to hear you guys' theory. And where the hell is Ryan Otley? He's supposed to be the freaking featured artist in this book, and the poor guy, I don't know if he's just overwhelmed with it or whatever it is, but he's done one issue, and I think that was the 25th issue, and then before that, he hasn't done any of them. He didn't do Kraven's Last Hunt. He didn't do any of that stuff. So we always get a different artist on this book, and it's very frustrating. If Otley can't handle the workload, I don't think he should be on this book. And let's get a consistent artist on this book, or at least a rotating artist where they rotate story arcs. But yeah, it's very frustrating. So here's again some of this artwork that's going on in Amazing Spider-Man. So we'll see what happens with this series and where it's going. Overall, I've enjoyed it though. Next, continuing in the Spider family, we have Black Cat issue 4. Don't read the issue, just continue to collect it just for the J. Scott Campbell covers. Always loved his artwork ever since he started on Danger Girl, so I usually try to collect his covers, especially when they're regular price. When you look at this interior artwork though, it's just wonky, man. It's off, and I don't think I'm missing anything when it. What's the lobster with a smile on his face? Oh my god, I can't get into this book, man, just for the pure artwork alone. You know, there's certain books that, you know, you can get past, but when I read the first and second issues of this book, I didn't like the story either. You know, it just doesn't make Selena or Felicia interesting. Sorry, I get the two confused all the time. All right, so there's that one. Next, new number 1, Jason Aaron. King Thor, issue 1. I want to see, you know, how the ramifications continue to unfold here when it comes to after War of the Realms, and Thor is now king, right? And what's going to happen here? And then supposedly this is the end of Jason Aaron's story with Thor, and that's going to be quite interesting to see who takes over the character once Aaron leaves, because the man has been on the book forever, and he's told an amazing story. I have not read all of it, but a lot of things have changed in the universe of you know, in Thor's universe when it comes to the character. So my hat's off to Jason Aaron. A lot of people will be disappointed to see him go when he does leave. Here's some of this interior artwork in here. Looks like, I don't know what's blowing up there, but that's some serious shit that's happening right there. And yeah, so this is pretty cool. So I'm interested to see what this book has to offer for its readers. So that's King Thor, issue 1. All right, next, Captain Marvel, issue 10. Jumping on board with it, guys. Jumping back on board, because Captain Marvel's becoming evil. She's going to wear that sweet evil-like costume, and I want to see the story that leads into it. I may be already in the middle of a story arc, and I have no clue what's going on, but all I need to do is just kind of read the description there, and that's what I like about Marvel Comics, to catch you up on some things and see how she gets to that dark place. And I guess there's this hero that has replaced her as the hero, and her powers are failing her, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Captain Marvel, and it's about time that this book is good, because when I first started reading it, the first 3 issues were horrible, and people have told me that this has slowly gotten better. So, yes, Captain Marvel, this is issue 10. All right, so diving into the diving into the absolute Carnage stuff. Wasn't a fan of the first one. We'll see what happens with the second one. Absolute Carnage versus Deadpool, issue 2. Love the cover here. This is really nice, as we get to see Deadpool trapped in the clutches of Carnage, in his teeth, in his mouth. He's getting eaten. So we'll see what wild antics Deadpool has in store for Carnage and his cronies and everything else. We saw Deadpool on the run. Carnage and all his little peeps are going after him. He's got to try to get all those codexes that Deadpool has. Again, here's some more interior artwork when it comes to that. Curious to see if you guys picked up this second issue, or were you turned off by this? I know fans of the Spider-Man Deadpool series will definitely pick this up, and since he hasn't had a series in a while. So, guys, if you like Deadpool, I hope you enjoy this. I hope I enjoy it just as much. So, again, Absolute Carnage versus Deadpool issue 2. And then last but not least, fans, we have the Venom tie-in. So we were dropped with a huge bombshell in the last issue when it comes to the return of the Sleeper, which is Eddie's baby symbiote that he was taking care of, and I think it possessed a Skrull, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember that story correctly, or did it go on its own? I don't remember. And we found out that Eddie's son, all the Venom codexes have been passed down to Dylan. So we found that out too. So that's huge. So there's a lot of developments happening in this tie-in. So if there's a tie-in that you should read, it should be Venom, okay? Now, everything else, read Absolute Carnage and read Venom, because those kind of go hand in hand. And here's some of the artwork here. So like I said, you get to see Sleeper there, and there's Null. So I want to see what his connection is. Yeah, man, it looks cool. I'm not going to show you too much more artwork because I don't want to spoil anything when it comes to this, because it's a major story. So yeah, this is issue 18 of the series. So there you guys have it. There is the haul for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Now I want to hear it, or see it, I guess, in the comment section below on what you guys picked up this week. I want to see that list. I want to see which books you're most likely to read this week, or ones you might be possibly dropping. And fans, like I said before, if you like this video, if you want to subscribe, go ahead, and don't forget to hit that bell. So, until that next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. This has been Comic Book Corner 2.0.